What's going on, Jam Fam, and welcome back to the gaming station. Today, we're gonna have a nice, easy talk about gadgets, and specifically gadgets that really help carry a brawler into a higher level of play just because of how good that gadget is. I looked through all the gadgets and picked out 5 that I think are the strongest, and they really add a lot to a brawler's kit. Some of these cover a brawler's weakness, while others add to their strengths. Before we start, comment what gadgets you think are the best and why you think they're good. I like to hear what you guys think about this topic since we're all gonna have different opinions on stuff like this. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's get started on the list. Sandy's Sweet Dreams. Alright, starting off this list, we got a gadget that just got a nerf not too long ago, Sandy's Sweet Dreams. This gadget allows Sandy to stun people for up to 1 second with his next attack. A month ago, I would have put this gadget in the top 2 for sure, but after its nerf, it's just not up there for me anymore. However, it's still very good, and you'll pretty much always use all 3 uses for this gadget every single match you play with it. My favorite thing about this gadget is it allows Sandy to outplay a lot of matchups that he really shouldn't win. You can use your first 2 attacks just to do damage, then you use the stun on your 3rd attack, and while they're stunned, you'll reload your 4th shot to finish them off. Obviously, this worked a lot better before the nerf, but it still works now, it's just the timing's a little bit tighter on it. And another thing this really helps with Sandy is that if a brawler he can't 3-shot gets too close to him, he can stun them and get away from them before they can deal too much damage to him. Normally you want to do this to tanks like Primo and Bull, but really any close range brawler can be deterred by this. The only thing I really don't like about this gadget is how it doesn't really work with Sandy's Rude Sand star power, since if the brawler gets damaged, they wake up. This isn't hard to play around since you just can't use your gadget when there's an enemy in your super, but there are situations where you would like to, but you can't because it would just instantly be wasted. But if that's the only drawback to this gadget I can think of, then it's pretty solid. Brock's Rocket Fuel. Okay, next up on this list is a gadget that indirectly got buffed in the last balance change. Brock's Rocket Fuel is one of the most useful gadgets in the game in my opinion. It makes it so that his next attack shoots out a big rocket that moves faster and deals an extra 50% damage. Those 2 things alone made this gadget very good in the last meta, but after Brock got a big damage buff in the last balance change, this gadget's almost as good as it was when it was first released. Now, the big rocket deals 2,500 damage, and Brock's normal attack deals 1,700 damage, meaning Brock can 2-tap any brawler with 4,200 HP or less. And that's actually a pretty sizable chunk of the roster when you think about it. But on top of giving Brock the ability to 2-tap a lot of brawlers, it also gives him the ability to instantly break any wall he wants, which is very good for Brock. As a sniper, Brock really likes open maps, and this gadget giving him the ability to break key walls early in a match allows him to shine for pretty much the entire game. So, in my opinion, this gadget covers one of Brock's biggest weakness, which is the speed of his rockets, and bolsters 2 of his strengths being his damage and his ability to control open lanes by allowing him to open up those lanes very early in a game. Surge's Power Surge. Okay, it seems like every time I do one of these list videos, I have a hot take, and here's the one for this video. In my opinion, Surge's Power Surge is an OP gadget regardless of how good Surge himself is in the meta. When Surge was first released, other than his star power, his gadget was the 2nd strongest thing in his kit, and this gadget hasn't been touched at all since then, so in my opinion, it's still a very strong gadget. This 3-tile teleport that allows Surge to go through walls allows him to play like an assassin and get kills very early in a match, which allows him to upgrade much sooner. And when you consider how bad Surge is without any upgrades, this gadget's almost a must-have for him. Without it, it can take Surge forever to get to his 2nd level of upgrade, since he moves so slow and his range is so short. But with it, you can teleport into someone's face, auto-aim them 3 times, and even if you'll die, you'll still get your super. And if you're running his 2nd star power, you'll have your speed boost for the rest of the match at least. So I think this gadget's amazing because of the way it helps carry Surge in a match, and it really transforms the way you really want to play him. And I honestly think that if Surge was better in the meta, or if it was on a different brawler, people would be crying for a rework of it. Stus Breakthrough. So what if Surge's Power Surge blew up walls and threw shrapnel out from them? Well, that's basically what Stus Breakthrough gadget does. Now, while this gadget did get a pretty sizable nerf to the damage it can do, and the fact that you have to have a super in hand before you activate it, I still think this gadget is amazing. This gadget complements Stu's aggressive playstyle almost too well. Stu can break down walls, get in people's faces, dash around them, and auto-aim until they're basically dead. And like Brock, Stu really likes open maps. He's got really good range that he can take advantage of, and the more open a map is, the more room he has to dash around. And Breakthrough gives him the ability to open up lanes that he really wants to play in. And while the nerfs on this gadget were a little tough, it's not like Stu has a hard time getting his super, so you're still going to be able to use all 3 of the gadget's uses every single match. And the damage that it was able to do wasn't what made it good, the utility is what made it good. The damage was just a bonus. So I still think this is easily one of the best gadgets in the entire game. Crow's Slowing Toxin. Alright, to me, Crow's Slowing Toxin is obnoxiously overpowered, and I'm still bewildered at how this gadget managed to not get nerfed in the last balance change. Alright, first off, it slows all the poison brawlers on the field no matter how far they are from Crow. So a good Crow can chip at least 2 brawlers, then activate this and make it so those brawlers can just be auto-aimed down for easy kills. Second off, this gadget lasts for 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a super long time in a match. You can't dodge, you can't run, you can't do anything for 5 seconds. You're basically totally immobile. This slow makes Crow viable in pretty much every single game mode. In Gem Grab, he can slow a gem carrier to make it much easier to get kills on them. In Brawl Ball, he can prevent goals or make it easy for his team to just walk goals in. And in Bounty, he can just slow down anybody in the open and make it so they can't dodge. They could just get auto-aimed and killed for free points. So while this is just a slow, the fact that he can do it to an entire team and it lasts for what seems like forever makes it OP in my eyes. And once you get slowed by Crow, there's nothing you can do about it. The only real play around this is to just not get hit by Crow, which is way easier said than done. So those are my 5 gadgets that I think are overpowered. I think it's a really solid list, but I fully expect people to disagree with some of it, especially the Surge one, because Surge himself is kinda on the outside of the meta as far as I can tell. But what do you think? Am I far off with this list? Did I miss any gadgets that you think should be on here? Comment whatever you want, even if you disagree with me. I encourage the conversation about this type of stuff on these types of videos. But that's gonna do it for this one. I wanna thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.